Dear Allie, I hate being stuck in our house. It's been 6 months, and with winter breathing down our necks, I'm afraid I'm gonna forget what you look like. I keep thinking about how loneliness is not a new invention, and how immigrants to our region 200 years ago knew that coming to Minnesota would have meant never seeing their families again. Can you imagine? God, at least we have video chat. I got an awesome book for my birthday. First edition, 1869, The American Woman's Home by Catherine Beecher and Harriet Beecher Stowe. Of course, there's multiple chapters dedicated to the importance of fresh air. I'm excited to dig in and see what I can learn about mid-19th century domestic science. So rigid. So hokey. Catherine Beecher was a big proponent of women elevating their domestic role rather than rejecting it in their quest for equality. The fact that the book came out in 1869 and that the focus is domestic science for a servantless household, not to mention Harriet's role as a high-profile abolitionist, I suspect they're aiming to reform a certain target audience of white Southern women, newly without domestic help. Interestingly, they have a chapter on clothing that is exclusively about the damage tight corsets can do to a growing girl's bones. I thought it was fascinating because while it might seem like they are wholesale anti-corset, they are consistently only addressing young girls and saying nothing about how the mother should be dressing. I wonder if this is one of the sources that undergirds that myth that corsets were devised for torture and women's oppression. Given how high profile the authors are, I wouldn't be surprised. I've seen lots of videos online of people wearing corsets around, doing daily life activities, and dispelling those very myths. We were deep cleaning our living room this weekend, so I thought, I'll throw on my 1860s duds and see how it feels. I wore my steel-boned corset and I laced it snugly. Not super tight, but definitely with solid support. I wore it over my chemise, stockings, and boots, and put on my petticoat without the cage crinoline. I understand it was common to wear a cage for most daily activities because, fashion. Even some house servants would wear one, much to their mistress's great annoyance. But it was not terribly practical and I could not be bothered. So I just wore a cotton petticoat and cotton work dress. And my hairnet, because my hair was already in my face 5 minutes after putting it up. I thought for a minute about trying to clean in a historically accurate way, but I don't have a rug beater. And I love my vacuum cleaner. I was definitely not born in the wrong era. I was both surprised and delighted to find that the corset was not only not a hindrance to the work, in fact, I barely noticed I was wearing it, but it was actually a huge help. Since I've spent the last few months deadlifting a rapidly growing baby, I've had a pretty sore low back. The support from the corset actually allowed me to move more comfortably and do all the things I needed to do without pain. It was like a super flattering back brace. I might wear it more often under my modern clothes. TR helped, kind of, but he would not let me put the pillows away. I guess he was in the middle of a game with them? It took most of the cleaning hour to get him to stop following me around and untidying everything I just tidied. But he did eventually help. My only complaint was that, running around the house like I was, I got super hot and sweaty. But, that felt pretty historically accurate, so... Anyway, that was my little adventure this week. What have you been up to? Your most loyal friend, Kara.